Hi friends and new friends. You know, recently there was a video posted in Reddit by the Armenian Crypto School that was explainer video on Dash, and it was very well done. And usually we don't see from people that haven't been active in the community, we usually don't see videos that were so well done like that. So today I'm going to interview the people that created that video. I'm Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi, and you're watching Cash Alternative TV. So what is Cash Alternative TV other than that catchy jingle? Well, it's a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash, or simply want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss an episode. Now on to the topic of today's show. Well, like I said off the top, this was a very well done Dash explainer video, but they have other things going on, such as an Armenian Crypto School. Their first semester was recorded in Armenian and English. So today I'm going to be interviewing Sevan and Maria Chorluyan. These are the creators of the Armenian Crypto School. Sevan is the writer and the director of the videos, and Maria is the talent that actually speaks in the videos. So without further ado, let's talk to Maria and Sevan right now. Welcome to the show, guys, Armenian Crypto School.
Hi, it's good to be here.
Thank you for having us.
So for the people that are just watching my channel that don't know who you guys are, and I'm just going to give a quick introduction of why you guys are here. You posted a Dash video on Reddit about a couple of weeks ago at explaining Dash and what its benefits are, what its use cases are, and stuff like that. And it was well received in the community. And we had never heard of you guys up until now. So people that are watching, can you give yourselves a quick introduction, how you got into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and Dash in general?
Certainly. So I personally have been in crypto for quite a while. I used to, teach all my friends and family about Bitcoin, and I went to like Pork Fest in New Hampshire, and I knew the whole scene. And I eventually transitioned into liking Dash more than Bitcoin just because it seemed to have a more coherent scaling solution and just easier to use, and made life as a crypto user easier. And then I met Maria, who I turned into a video girl for the Armenian Crypto School. And maybe you can tell him a little bit about your experience with crypto.
I was introduced to crypto through him, through dating him. It's not been that long. I think it's been a few years now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so we decided we were in Armenia, I think last summer.
2018 summer.
In 2018, and we were questioning, like what can we do to help Armenians, of which we both are, and the conversation led, as it often does, to crypto. And we were like, it'd be really cool if we made a high quality educational video content for Armenians in Armenian. And so I co-opted Maria to help me with that. And we made 20 videos so far. 10 of them are in English, and we have 20 other videos in Armenian. And that's where we're at currently.
Okay. Well, so before we go any further, just on a personal note, I'd like to congratulate you. I see you guys are with child, so it's very interesting. I'm happy to have you guys on the show, and I congratulate you on your new baby.
Thank you. Yeah, we're working to grow the cryptoverse one person at a time.
Right. He's going to be into crypto right away. How far along are you?
He will come anytime soon, like within the next couple of weeks, basically.
Oh, wow. So it's a good thing we're getting this out of the way now.
Absolutely.
All right. So tell me a little bit about the Armenian Crypto School. So you say it's in both English and Armenian, is it?
Well, originally, so we have things broken up in semesters. We really like the sort of school theme. And the first semester was way too much work because we were doing everything in English and Armenian. So we ended up just doing Armenian videos for the second semester, but we made an exception for the Dash video. We did that in English. And so I write the scripts for these, and the way I approach them is I just work through conversations I've had with people or Facebook posts that I've made that were educating people. And I sort of learned like what works with my audience and what unlocks them to think in a certain way. And so I had thousands of conversations about why I'm into Dash that I really felt passionate about turning into a video. And so I think that's what makes our videos pretty effective, is that like they're sort of pressure tested before we turn them into a video. I know before I say it generally how someone's going to react.
Okay. So what was some of the content topics that you covered in the first semester?
Well, I'm proud to say that our first videos, I don't think we ever explained what a blockchain is.
No.
Yeah.
We have not.
So our thing was not to overwhelm people with the tech. It was to make things relatable.
Simple, like an introduction. The simple questions like, what is crypto? What can you do with it? What's the history of crypto? How did it begin? And things like that. Like simple questions we were answering. That was in the first semester.
Yeah, and in particular for Armenian, we tried to make it relevant for Armenians. So, a big thing in Armenian culture, as negative as it is that there was a genocide 100 years ago. So, as a thought experiment, we asked our audience, like, imagine what it would be like if our ancestors could have left with their wealth, and like how different things would be. So, it's something where it's combining this like nerdy kind of obscure technology with something that's super emotional and visceral for our audience. And just more generally, I think going forward, what we're hoping to do is create sort of these like memes that Armenians can latch onto in the crypto space, because we have a pretty proud history of being like merchants. Not a lot of people realize this, but like my favorite author, Neil Stephenson, who wrote like Cryptonomicon and Snow Crash and stuff, he wrote a book a series of books called The Baroque Cycle, and he actually references the Armenian traders, and there's a character who's an Armenian trader. So like going forward, I'm hoping to like reignite that, but in the cryptoverse. That also, one thing that's really weird about our page, so we're on Facebook mostly because that's where Armenians congregate. And I don't know if they just love Maria or what, but I was expecting our audience to be all male because crypto generally is all male. And our audience is overwhelmingly female. And I don't know of any other groups like that. So that's another meme we're going to try to solidify and promote, is that like Armenian women seem to be interested in crypto. And, what will that look like going forward?
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, because you're right. Because the majority of subscribers to this channel are male, and when I look at my analytics, the people who watch my videos is predominantly male. So yeah, I do see what you're saying, and I think that's a good way to outreach to women, because we're definitely in the crypto space that needs to happen. It's half of the population of the world, right? So if we're only like appealing to men, then we take out half of our user base, right?
Yeah, and the men too. If you want to pull an Armenian woman, I think you need to have some crypto. I think that's what this means.
Yeah, it's not about the dollar bills anymore. It's about how much you have in your cell phone.
That's right.
Yeah, so can you expand a little bit on how do you think that cryptocurrency could have helped your people back in the days? I'm not exactly familiar with the history. Maybe you could go into it like a little bit and then explain how you think that Dash could help them or any cryptos.
Certainly. I'll make it more generalizable because there's not that many Armenians around, but just any refugee, anyone that has to leave their home and they don't really want to, whether it's because of a weather crisis or a totalitarian state trying to murder you, you don't really get to leave under your own, perfect circumstances. So with crypto, you could memorize a 12-word seed. I mean, that would scare me because my memory's not the best, but you could theoretically memorize your mnemonic backup phrase and walk across the border, and hopefully you don't get caught and murdered, and then you still have like the majority of your wealth. Whereas the alternative is like you're carrying a sack of whatever you find valuable, and like hopefully that doesn't get stolen from you, which is also a common plight of the refugees. So one thing that's interesting is like, I've actually been in the Dash community a fairly long time. I actually want to apologize to you specifically. I've said some terrible stuff to you on
Really?
using my pseudonymous, Discord handle. But I like you. I want to go on the record and say I like you, but I have said some mean stuff to you. But in being in the Dash community, there is actually a surprisingly large number of refugees or children of refugees. And I think the value proposition is there. I think people who have experienced their wealth being taken from them very quickly see the value of permissionless, trustless money.
For sure, for sure. We'll have to go into that offline. How you've been talking to me. I don't even know if you were talking to me at all. I think on Discord it's hard to talk to people because it's all in text based. It's hard to get your point across. And there's sometimes where I don't even want to talk on Discord. You know what I mean? Because I just don't have the energy to type because people are saying whatever they want to say about me. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah, so whatever. Like I'm happy that you're here. At least you're here on the show, right? So obviously you don't hate me too much.
No. Let me be clear, I don't hate you at all. I don't hate you at all. And like, you're a very interesting character. You're very hard to like upset. You know,
Yeah,
I was trying to get under your skin and I couldn't.
No.
And I was like, what's going on with this guy? So
yeah, you have to be in this business. Yeah. There's so many like trolls that are out to get you. And I fought so many battles for Dash against like XMR trolls and stuff like that. And then I fight battles in my own community. I'm just so battle hardened. It's unbelievable. And plus, I've always been that way. Like I'm very confident. I have a good life. I don't really have anything to get upset about, right? So if people want to get on my skin, unless I know I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'll admit it. But that people making up stuff about me, that's not even what I want to talk about. But anyway, enough about me. We're not here to discuss me. So how did you like get into the Dash community though? Like what made you get attracted like to the Dash community in the first place?
So the first place was just a thought experiment in the fairly early days of my crypto awareness of realizing that Bitcoin was fully transparent, and that's good in some cases, but not great for the digital cash, peer-to-peer electronic money use case, because you don't want everyone seeing all your wealth. So then I did some basic research and came across Monero and Dash. And then, I started getting interested in their communities. And then Dash sort of spoke to me the most, just generally with the community is very mature. And they focus on things that I think are like fairly important. And so it was easy for me to, I don't know, kind of stick around and get more involved and learn more about it. And then, like I would just refer anyone to our Dash video because like it's basically like a 20-minute video about why I think Dash is great, and it really hits a lot of things that I think it's doing well.
Yeah, it was a very well done video, and that's why I was interested in talking with you guys as well, because even in the Dash community, we get a lot of videos that are posted to Reddit and posted to other sites, and they often get a lot of things wrong, but you guys were really, really on the money. You nailed everything, and that was really good. Yeah. So Maria.
You see that, Maria? Yeah. She was complaining. She's like, this video is so long. How am I going to do this? And
I did it.
And she did it. It came out great.
And I'm glad.
Yeah. Well, if I could talk to Maria for a second. So how was the experience of doing that video? Was it enjoyable?
Yeah, I learned a lot about Dash myself through just doing that video because there was a lot of things that I was taught through him. But I mean, since I've met him, he's been telling me how much he loves Dash and how cool Dash is and how, how great it is. So it was interesting to see all the points, like breaking it down, what it is actually about Dash that makes him tick and like, makes him excited or could make anyone else excited, So
had you had any experience with crypto before you met him at all, or this is the first time you got introduced to crypto?
Well, I had heard about it, but I didn't actually. No, I didn't have much experience. On our first date, he made me download a Dash wallet.
I love it.
Let me show you how this works. So I was like, okay, what's crypto? What's a Dash wallet? So he just sent me like $10 worth of Dash, and he's like, see how quick that was? And I was like, wow, that was super fast. Within seconds, I had like $10 in my wallet.
And then what did it turn into?
It kept going down to like $2 after a few months. And I was like, oh my God, this is very volatile and scary. I can understand why people would be scared, like first time, getting into crypto.
Mm. Yeah,
But
it definitely is not without
I'm
its
still
flaws.
hoping for the $10 to go up one day to like, I don't know, 100 maybe.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like I think that if we can get something that can stay stable, then we have a better use case. And something it's true what you said. Like to get merchants on board and stuff like that, they need to have something that's a little bit more stable. I like the use cases where you can have a little bit, like say if you get a payment, you can put a little bit into Dash and a little bit into fiat money, right? So that kind of gives people an introduction to it.
Yeah.
So, are you guys planning on doing any more videos like in the near future about Dash, like after you celebrate the baby and everything calms down a little bit more?
We might. A really important thing for me as I do crypto adoption work is I don't like to make anything too crypto specific. So like we made a video about Dash. It's pretty unusual that we did that. Normally we just refer to stuff as being crypto because we want the audience to be sort of as big as possible and we don't want to necessarily like come off like we're shilling something.
Right.
So I'm not certain. What we will do is we have this video, you know, in the Armenian language that all about Dash. So I think the next thing for us to do is to spend money promoting it on Facebook. So eventually we're going to approach the DAO probably to finance that because we get a really big bang for our buck doing Facebook boosted posts. And we generally do that like a small nominal amount and we get, you know, thousands of views. But like if we put a serious amount of money, it's very conceivable that the entire Armenian speaking population of the world will see the video, which is kind of cool. And I don't think it would cost a lot. I think it would cost like $1,000 or $2,000. So that's something that we're thinking about. But just more generally, yeah, we like to keep it pretty high level, like crypto. And then we'll talk about, and a lot of our videos show Dash wallets being used because we're explaining how, you know, what does a crypto transaction look like? Or, you know, we went to a bar once and she bought a beer. She was using Dash because like that's what we see people using when they buy beer. So it's not so much, we don't really want to like shove it down anyone's throat, but like in my mind, like Dash is the premier cryptocurrency. Open-minded, maybe something will replace it or be better. But like right now, that's what I'm seeing.
Okay, you guys are located in Malta right now, correct?
Yeah.
So what's the crypto scene like there in Malta? I know they have the blockchain week there every year, but what's the general cryptocurrency scene look like in Malta right now?
You hear that, Taco?
Like,
I'd say it's overhyped. So like they kind of branded themselves as the blockchain island, and then the government went about courting businesses to come here. And so it's unusual. It's a very top-down driven crypto environment, and which is not necessarily bad. It's just different. I don't really know many places like that. Usually it's like people meeting up at bars and stuff and then trying to influence greater numbers of people. But like here, the banks are very hostile to crypto because they're concerned that it's going to mess up their banking arrangements with the rest of Europe and just kind of screw them up. So crypto adoption here is definitely hampered by that. So that being said, there's a lot of businesses that accept crypto here, relatively speaking. Like I think there's only 500,000 people that live here, and there's probably 50 businesses that you can go and spend crypto at. So it's not terrible for a small island nation.
Okay. Well, at least you got good weather there, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So I think if you guys made a proposal to the Dash Network, I think I would, as a master owner myself, I would probably support it because you've done professional quality videos so far. And if we give you more to, not just for Armenian, right, but also for in general use, because I think that you're a good speaker. And I think that you would get your point across as like, I think it's important to make it so other regular people can understand, like you said. And that seems to be what you guys are after as well, right?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, tomorrow we're going to try out something new. We're going to do an Ask Me Anything live video because one of Maria's friends emailed her asking for advice about this scam coin called Bizcoin. And I never heard of it. And I'm like, how did this girl hear about it? And she said that they do a Zoom call or some kind of, live call with like the CEO of this scam coin. And it is a scam. I researched it. It's like definitively a scam. And they do like daily ask me anything style lectures, or I guess like presentations. I'm like, okay, well, like if this nothing project is doing this and they're getting results, like why isn't something like an actually cool revolutionary project like Dash not doing something like that? So we're going to try it out, and we'll see if we can get any people to join our video and ask questions, and hopefully some people learn some stuff. And if it goes well, we'll do it every week. And we've had other people in the Dash community reach out and ask to join us, and we sort of politely declined. But we encourage them to maybe pick another day. So if we could get every day and ask me anything, like maybe that would be really good. Maybe not though. We have to find out.
It's funny how I think great minds think alike, because I also do that. I have a show, Cash Alternative TV Live on Saturdays. And actually towards the end of that, I broadcast on 5 platforms. But at the end, I take out 3 platforms and just concentrate on Twitch and DLive, which are the live streaming platforms. And I have an AMA there as well. But I haven't had any kind of bites yet because I'm just establishing myself there. But I do think that that's probably a good idea to get started with and to get more people involved in cryptocurrency. And I love it when I talk to new people on the show and they have these ideas as well, because I think we need new ideas. We need new ways of getting in touch with people. We need new ways of getting Dash out there. So I'm happy to hear you guys talking like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of new ideas, I think the concern that Maria brought up with the price fluctuations, I think that is the number one problem that Dash needs to wrap its mind around and then fix. Yep. And you mentioned, I think, an immediate solution, which is you create kind of built-in off-ramps so merchants can turn it into fiat if they want. But really, I think the future is this decentralized finance solutions. So if we can get a way where a merchant can basically receive Dash and then basically like do a 1x short on it, and just that price becomes like, if the price goes up, they're not making that difference. They're not making any profit. And if the price goes down, they're not losing anything. I think that is really where we need to be, because otherwise, like when we're doing merchant adoption stuff here in Malta, and it's hard because you're not just convincing a business owner to accept Dash or again, accept crypto. I don't say accept Dash. I accept crypto. They say, what do people like? I say they like Dash and Bitcoin, whatever. Right?
There you
go. But the thing is that you're not just convincing them to accept a new form of currency. You're actually convincing them to become an investor. That's way harder. It's like orders of magnitude harder, because they have to then actually be exposed to the risk of the price fluctuations. But if there was an alternative universe, let's say 1 year from now, and we're leveraging Dash Drive to do decentralized finance within Dash, and there's no new tokens created or anything, but you can just simply, in a decentralized way, do, like short your Dash in the wallet, one click of a button. This person doesn't have to be an investor. All they know is that they just made 10 euros by selling a burger, and the euros happen to be in Dash. It's not a sophisticated way of thinking about it, but it's like going to work. That is, I can easily go down the street and convince all these merchants to do that, because they don't become investors. They just become people getting paid. And who doesn't like getting paid? Everyone likes getting paid.
Right. Good ideas. So yeah, this has been an interesting conversation. This is Armenian Crypto School. I'm happy to have you on the show. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk about, each of you, before I wrap things up?
Any parting words? I would just say everyone should research the debnk.io white paper. So the website is debnki.io. They have a white paper about how to do decentralized finance within the Bitcoin ecosystem. And I don't know how far they've taken it. I don't think they've made much progress, but I think Dash could leapfrog them and take what is a very good idea and get that price stability, and also potentially even greater incentives for traders, like to make profits, because you could use decentralized finance also to go long. So Yeah, I think that, like I said, that's really the most important thing I think Dash needs to get. Oh, actually, good question. I have another thing.
Okay.
Everyone needs to be brainstorming about how to virally promote Dash usernames, because like that is super cool. If you could gift a username, you know, and hey, you are the only Chris that can accept crypto for accept Dash, like that's really cool. So everyone should be excited by that and thinking about you know, scooping up their friends' names and gifting them and all sorts of cool stuff.
Good point. Good point. I think a lot of that stuff could be happening in the new Dash platform that's coming out. There's for any viewers out there who don't know what Dash platform is, it's kind of like the next generation Dash technology. We're going to be using a decentralized API to for using Dash services and products. So I think that's a use case for Dash also, like to have that what the thing that you mentioned could be easily made into a dApp, you know, and also the username thing is definitely important as well.
Certainly. Absolutely. Yeah. It's exciting time for Dash, I think. I mean, like you look around and you see crypto projects that are announcing solutions or proposed solutions to problems that Dash solved years ago. And we're about to roll out this next level stuff that people aren't even thinking about, let alone working on. So it's exciting to see. Definitely exciting to see.
Well, thank you guys for joining the show. I appreciate your time. I wish you all the best of luck in any efforts you have with the DAO and all your individual efforts in the future. And most of all, again, congratulations on your new baby.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for having us. This was fun.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Peace.
Bye for now. Well, that was my interview with Armenian Crypto School. I wish Maria and Sevan all the best with their newborn baby coming up in a couple of weeks. And I wish them the best in their efforts with Dash and in cryptocurrency. Well, that's it for me today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and click the bell if you want to see more from me in Cash Alternative TV episodes. Until next time, remember, Dash is a better money for a better future, and that future is getting closer every day. Bye for now.